like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Ticket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you just get your mouth on LGBT. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence up with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yeah, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, press 1. If you guys can hear me in the comment section, let me get a mic check. 1 2 1 2. Press 1 in the comment section. If y'all can hear me, I have some breaking, explosive news in this Sean Diddy Combs situation. If y'all can hear me, press 1 in the comment section. Man, unbelievable stuff is going on, you guys. And y'all stop asking me, hey, Ticket Man, when do you sleep? I don't sleep. Period. Simple as that. Don't worry about me. I'm a G. You understand what I'm saying? I don't sleep. So let's get into this, right? Because this just went down, man, and this is going to be real bad right here. Everybody remembers Jonathan Oddi. Now, Jonathan Oddi was the guy who went viral online years ago in that online viral interrogation that he did when he was arrested for that incident down there at the Trump, I forget, the Doral, I believe that's what it was, where he was at. Anyways, Jonathan Oddi, who is currently incarcerated, now has done an exclusive interview on the news tonight. Early this morning tonight, they found this guy. And this guy has now nailed Sean Diddy Combs to the wall. And y'all smash the like button as y'all come on in here, man. I know this is a time where people are knocked out, but this right here, oh man, bro, this right here might do it. Now let me say this to everybody. First of all, let me mention this. I'm noticing that many people don't even know what the hell they're talking about in this case. They don't even know what sex trafficking is. So before we get to this, let me play what this guy said, and then we'll talk about the other part of what is going on. Let's get into it. This is Jonathan Oddi in an exclusive interview he did with News Nation on the news today. Let's get to it.
Beginning with why he's agreed to talk now.
Now, hold on. I'm going to play you guys what is being said, and then we're going to narrate it. This is Jonathan Oddi, the infamous sex worker who claimed that he had worked with Diddy in that viral video. He is currently in jail waiting on a court date, you guys. And so now they have found him, and he has done an interview, and he has basically buried Sean Diddy Combs in this interview. All right, here we go, you guys, on News Nation.
Up to News Nation senior producer Allison Weiner about his claims, beginning with why he's agreed to talk now. Listen to this.
Now, let's get to this. Hold on. So there, for you guys who don't know, I see somebody just coming in. This is a live stream, you guys. For everybody who's in here, a lot of people don't know what's going on. Jonathan Oddi, the guy who came out before and went viral on YouTube for those claims, he is now just did an interview on the news. So here he is right here, you guys.
I felt bad because I got along well with her, and I think she's a decent person. And unfortunately, I had a suspicion that she was in a situation that she wanted then, but I wasn't sure. And now I understand what was going on in her life and what was happening. And him beating her up at the hotel shows me the type of individual he is, and confirms that everything that happened to me was true and correct and in line with his personality.
So speaking to us from a Miami jail now, here is how Oddi says it all began for him.
I was a male chicken jail. A model chicken jail, you can say. And they called me for a show they called the agency that I work for to do a show. And then I went out to the show and things led to them offering me more money to perform 6 acts. And that's it. That's how I basically got started. I get dressed like a police officer, like a show, do a strip down. And then, they offer me some more money. They offer me some more money to do some extra stuff.
So Oddi did get specific about the extra stuff that he says Diddy wanted from him, and these specifics were consistent with what he told law enforcement during the 2014 interrogation. Here is how he describes the atmosphere and how frequently it happened.
Candles, sensual atmosphere, lights off. He would sit in a corner in a sofa.
I'm going to translate everything he's saying to you guys in just a second. Matter of fact, I will do it now because I'm seeing people say that they can't understand what he's saying. But okay, so I will narrate exactly what he's saying. I have a transcript right here from what he's saying on the news right now in this interview, man. And this is Jonathan Oddi. This is the guy who went viral on that video. He is not deceased. He is much alive. In fact, he is in jail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to narrate each part that he says until the end. So here we go.
He's agreed to talk now. Listen to this.
I felt bad because
he said I felt bad because
I got along well with her.
He said I got along well with her. Speaking of Cassie Ventura.
And I think she's a decent person.
He said, and I think she's a decent person. Speaking of Cassie Ventura.
And unfortunately, I had a suspicion that she was in a situation.
He said, and unfortunately, I had a suspicion that she was in a situation.
That she was in, but I wasn't sure.
He said that she was in, but I wasn't sure.
And now I understand what was going on in her life.
He said, now I understand what was going on in her life.
And what was happening.
And he said, and what was happening.
And him beating her up at the hotel shows me the type of individual he is.
He said, and him beating her up in the hotel, meaning Diddy, shows him what type of individual he is.
And confirms that everything that happened to me was true.
He said, and that confirms that everything that happened to him was true.
And correct, and in line with his personality.
And correct, and in line with his personality.
So speaking to us from a Miami jail now, here is how Oddi says it all began for him.
So he's in a Miami jail right now. I told you guys the other week he's waiting on a court date still to be seen for that what he's been locked up for. His court date kept getting pushed back and back and back and back and back. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I was a male Chippendale.
He said I was a male Chippendale. He said a model Chippendale, you would say.
And they called me for a show for the agency.
He said they called me. He said the agency that I work with for a show.
That I work for to do a show. And then I went into the show
He said, and I went and did a show.
And things led to them offering me more money to perform sexual acts.
He said, and things got to me, and they offered. Let me play it again. He said, and things got to them, offering me more money to perform sexual acts.
And things led to them offering me more money to perform sexual acts. And that's it. That's how it basically got started.
He said, and that's it. That's how it basically got started.
I get dressed like a police officer.
He said, I'd get dressed like I'm a police officer. He says, I'd do a show, a strip down.
And then, they offer me some more money.
He said, and then, they'd offer me some more money.
Yeah, they offer me some more money to do some extra stuff.
He said they offer me some more money to do extra stuff.
So Oddi did get specific about the extra stuff that he says Diddy wanted from him. And these specifics were consistent with what he told law enforcement during the 2014 interrogation. Here is how he describes the atmosphere and how frequently it happened.
Candles, sensual atmosphere.
He said there were candles, sensual atmosphere, lights off. Cassie said the same thing in court today about candles and stuff like that, Glade and all this other stuff.
Lights off. He would sit in a corner in a sofa, watch and masturbate.
He said that he would sit in a corner on a sofa watching, masturbating, is what he said Diddy was doing the whole time.
And he'd say, he'd tell her, give instructions what to do to me.
And he says, and he'd say, he'd tell her to give, he said, he'd tell her, give her instructions to what to do to me, is what he's saying. Perform oral sex, rub baby oil, and he'd tell me to rub baby oil on her.
And he'd tell me to rub baby oil on her, perform oral sex, and then
perform oral sex, and then have sex. This is what he's saying that Diddy told him to do.
Have sex.
How many times did you have sex with Cassie?
Now, he was asked by some lady on this call, how many times did he have sex with Cassie?
Probably like 15 sessions.
Now, he said he probably had like 15 sessions.
And what did you get paid?
Now, she asked him, what did he get paid?
How much?
She asked him how much. He says it would be like $800 each time.
800 each time. Each act. But sometimes it will be.
He said each act, but sometimes it would be he would call me twice.
He'll call me twice. I would leave and then 3 hours.
He said I would leave, and then 3 hours later,
They would call me, come back.
he said I would leave, and then 3 hours later they would call me to come back. Now, hold on, you guys. For you guys who just came in, y'all smash the like button, share, and subscribe as y'all come on in here. Basically, what's going on is that News Nation, this is a live stream I'm giving y'all, so that's why I got to break it down to all the new people that's in here. News Nation has gotten Jonathan Oddi, the male sex worker that went viral on that video. They have him on the line. He just did a absolute call-in. This is the same guy, Jonathan Oddi. They have him on the line from Miami in a Miami jail right now as he's waiting on a court date. And Jonathan Oddi claims that he is one of the these sex workers. Now he claimed this even before all of this stuff happened years ago when he was arrested for that incident with the Trump thing. And so Jonathan Oddi has now came out and spoke out. This is going to be crazy because I'm going to show y'all something in a minute. Because a lot of people don't even know what they're talking about. They're wrong. And I'm going to tell you why.
So Oddi claimed that the sessions were drug fueled, and that his concern for both Cassie and himself led him to get one of their sessions on video. Listen to what he says about.
Now listen. Now he says that the reporter says that Jonathan Oddi said he got one of the sessions on video. Lord have mercy.
That.
Why did you decide to record or video?
Now the lady on the call asked Jonathan Oddi, why did he decide to record or video the session? Now let's see what he says. He said because after she passed out, talking about Cassie,
I decided to record that.
he said after she passed out, I decided to record that in event anything worse happened, is what he said.
So in the event anything worse happened, like she died.
He says like if she died or if anybody died.
Or anybody died, it will be on camera. It will be on video.
He said it would be on camera. It would be on video what happened.
Oh, what happened? So I wouldn't be responsible for any of that.
He said, so I wasn't responsible for any of that. So that's why he's saying, you guys, that he recorded this. So he's saying there's a video of this.
So you were beginning to worry about her doing drugs.
And the lady who's on the phone with him asked him, you were beginning to worry about her doing drugs?
I mean, like about her dying or him dying or somebody dying from the drugs.
She said, the lady says,
Video, what happened? So I wasn't responsible for any of that.
So you were.
She said, so you were beginning to worry about her doing drugs?
Beginning to worry about her doing drugs. I mean, like about her.
And she says, the lady asked him, or she says to him, I mean, like about her dying or him dying or somebody dying from the drugs. That's what the lady's asking him about the video he's claimed that he recorded.
Dying or him dying or somebody dying from the drugs, and that you would be held responsible. So you brought a video.
She says, and you'll be held responsible. So what? You brought a video. Like, what do you bought your phone? She asked him.
Brought your phone?
No, I had a USB video memory stick done in spot.
Okay, he says no, he didn't bring a phone. He says that he had a USB video memory stick done at a spy shop, is what he said. So this sex worker said he had a USB video memory stick done at a spy shop.
And I put it in a wire.
Now he says, and I put it on the table.
In the living room table.
He said in the living room table the whole time I was there.
So I was there. I just filmed it.
He said he filmed it. So he filmed it through some video spy device, USB spy device that I guess Diddy and Cassie didn't know he had to protect himself, because he said that he seen Cassie passed out. He needed to protect himself in case somebody passed away. He'd have evidence of that encounter. He said he had it transcribed, the video. He said there was something about an argument. He said he knew it was they were paranoid. They were paranoid.
I knew they were paranoid. So I want to guarantee my safety. So
now he said he did something for his safety.
I texted him and said, hey, if anything happens to me, I got it.
Oh, he said so he did something for his safety because if anything happens to him, he got, you know what I'm saying?
Evidence I'm being with you.
He said he got evidence.
At the settlement
Now,
table,
he said that he said at the settlement table there was a lot of irregularities. Okay, that's what he's saying.
a lot of irregularities. Okay, it was my first settlement.
He said it was my first settlement.
So they brought me in.
He said so they brought him in.
And
he said and Diddy had a T-shirt with two men in ski masks pointing.
Diddy had a T-shirt with two men in ski masks pointing, making gun signs.
He said Diddy had a T-shirt with two men in ski masks pointing gun signs when he met them for the settlement.
Okay. And it was black and white.
He said it was black and white, and it had a red frame.
And it had a red frame. Okay. But that's the way he operates.
He said, but that's the way he operates.
He communicates, threatening you by saying,
he said he communicates threatening you by saying,
I'm going to have you killed.
I'm going to have you unalived, killed, is what he said.
Validating an idea.
Now, that's what he said that Diddy did when he went into the negotiation room for the settlement. Okay, you guys? Now, let's keep going. This is Jonathan Oddi. The news has him on a live interview, and he is admitting that Diddy paid him for sex. And he's also talking about that he had a video, that he had a secret video that he had recording through a USB device that he had bought from a spy shop. So he said that he brought that with him to the sex sessions because Cassie was passing out. And like he thought that she, you know, he was afraid that if somebody died, they put it on him. So he said that he took this video device and secretly recorded their sessions, put it on the table, secretly recorded. They didn't know it was a video device. And so he had video. And also he went and got it transcribed by somebody who transcribes videos. Right. So now he said that he went and I guess he presented this. He went to meet Diddy and his team to have a settlement about this. This is where that whole paperwork and settlement and stuff came from. The NDA, I guess.
So Oddi says to prevent the recording from going public, that's what he was just talking about. Diddy had him sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement.
So that's what it was about. He's saying on the news right now, they're saying that Diddy paid this dude, I guess, $5 million in a non-disclosure agreement for that video not to go public. Now, everybody saw the paperwork of that video. I mean, everybody saw the photo of that paperwork of that non-disclosure agreement the other day. That paperwork was on the news of that non-disclosure agreement. Jonathan Oddi has been, nobody has seen him in years since he did that infamous interview right there. But now today, the news stations found him. And I told y'all they was going to find these people. And he's in jail right now in Miami. So what they did is they went, I guess they got a person in the jail to get permission to talk with him, the news station. So he just did an interview just now on the news. And he's telling everything now. So let's keep going.
For $5 million.
So he's saying that he got an NDA, and the NDA, Diddy paid him $5 million to keep this stuff quiet, this video, and get this video footage. Let's keep going.
So Oddi says to prevent the recording from going public, that's what he was just talking about. Diddy had him sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, in exchange for $5 million in hush money. This was in 2014. The Daily Mail ran a screenshot of what appears to be a signature page signed by Sean Combs and Oddi. We have not been able to obtain the document or verify its contents or authenticity, nor have we been able to verify the existence of the video that you heard him talking about. Now, according to Daily Mail's report, the timing coincided with a spending spree by Oddi of Florida real estate, and it also coincided with Oddi's divorce. His ex-wife tells the Daily Mail that she found out about his windfall only after their split.
Basically, the day the incidents happened.
So Jonathan Oddi says, basically, the day the incidents happened, he says, I think I was bipolar, but I wasn't sure.
I know it's bipolar, but I wasn't sure I was bipolar. And I had
He said, and I had an episode.
an episode. And
He said, and basically, I've been taking medication every day.
basically, I've been taking medication every day. I've been stable.
He said, I've been stable.
I had no issues in jail.
He said, I had no issues in jail.
I've had excellent behavior in jail.
He said, I've had no, hold on.
And basically, I've been taking medication every day. I've been stable. I had no issues in jail. I've had excellent
He said, I've had no issues in jail. I've had no bad incidents in jail, is what Jonathan Oddi's saying.
behavior in jail. Yeah, I'm feeling ready to
He said, I'm feeling ready to come out in society.
come out to society and be productive.
He said, and be a participant member of society.
Member of society.
All right, so Oddi remains locked up in a Florida jail, still awaiting trial on charges of attempted murder, armed burglary, aggravated assault, and armed grand theft. Regarding the sex slave claims, we've reached out to Sean Diddy Combs' team for comment and have yet to hear back. And thank you, Tal.
So, man, this thing is getting deeper and deeper and deeper, man. As Jonathan Oddi just did an interview on the news. The news called this guy in jail. This guy's in jail waiting on a court date. He was supposed to go to court the other day. His court date got pushed back conveniently and for a couple months. I believe they might try to grand jury this guy and his testimony from jail. This guy has already been on the record saying things. I believe, me personally, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I believe they're going to try and grand jury this guy. A lot of people try to think that he wasn't here or wasn't alive. He's more than alive. He's in a Miami jail right now waiting on the court date. His paperwork is online that they're pushing that court date back. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm seeing a lot of people online. They don't understand anything about what sex trafficking is. So I did this. I said, well, let's listen to the things they're saying in court and what he's saying now and what is sex trafficking. So I went for you guys and I actually put it on the screen, right? What sex trafficking is, because a lot of people don't know what sex trafficking is. And as you see right here on your screen, right, it tells you to secure a conviction in a sex trafficking case, law enforcement and prosecutors must demonstrate that the victim was compelled to engage in commercial sex acts through force, fraud, or coercion, one of the three. In cases involving minors under 18, the element of force, fraud, or coercion is not required. The prosecution must also prove that the defendant's involvement in the trafficking, which can include recruitment, transportation, or obtaining the victim for commercial sex. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Proving trafficking. Victim compulsion. The prosecution must show that the victim was subjected to force, fraud, or coercion to engage in commercial sex acts. This can be demonstrated through various forms of evidence, including 1, the victim's testimony. While this is a crucial piece of evidence, it's important to note that the victim testimony sometimes can be inconsistent or unreliable due to trauma. They're going to find Diddy guilty on sex trafficking. Most people don't even know what the hell sex trafficking is. This comes right out the book. Read that line again, right? The prosecution must prove that Diddy involvement in the trafficking, which can include recruitment, that means finding the sex workers. Cassie said they went to Craigslist, they went to the other place. Also, right? Transportation or obtaining the victim for commercial sex. Now think about this part right here, right? It also says at the beginning to secure a conviction. You guys see it up there. In sex trafficking case, law enforcement and prosecutors must demonstrate that the victim, meaning Cassie, was compelled to engage in commercial sex acts through force, fraud, or coercion. So the coercion is when they're telling y'all Diddy is orchestrating and telling them what to do during the sexual acts. The force is the beatings if Cassie didn't do what he wanted them to do. And them working and doing this for hours and hours and hours. That is the sex trafficking. The prostitution is a different charge. The solicitation of prostitution, that's just paying the sex workers. They're already saying, these sex workers are already saying they got paid. And the fact that this guy allegedly has this NDA and this settlement with Diddy over this video is explosive. Because, man, the NDA means nothing in a criminal activity. So a lot of people don't know that. People can get you to sign an NDA, but if a crime is committed, it means nothing, the NDA. So Diddy may have paid this man $5 million and still be on the hook for this in the end if they call this man and grand jury this man. Or excuse me, not grand jury, they subpoena this man, right? Now, also, I want y'all to read this, right? And what does that say on your screen? Now read this right here. In the United States, sex trafficking, both involved unders and adults, is illegal under the federal law, particularly 18 USC 1591. The law prohibits knowingly recruiting, enticement, harboring, transport, providing, obtaining, or maintaining under 18 for the purpose of engaging in commercial sex act. For adults, force, fraud, or coercion is required for sex trafficking to be a federal offense. All the government has to prove is that Sean Diddy Combs forced, used fraud, or coercion to get Cassie to perform those sex acts, and they would have proved sex trafficking. Many people don't know what sex trafficking is, and what they're doing is they're showing y'all this in the court right now. See, what they'll do is they'll tell dummies. They don't know this isn't sex trafficking, this is domestic violence. No, they're showing you what the sex trafficking is through the force of the beatings. This is what happens if you don't do what I want you to do. The coercion. This is what I want you to do right here. You do this. They're literally showing you this in court right now. Key aspects of the sex trafficking law in the United States. 18 USC 1591. And these are the instructions that the jury is going to be given. So when they find him guilty, you all know why, because this is sex trafficking. People don't even know what sex trafficking is. This is the primary federal law addressing sex trafficking, making it a crime to involve a person in a commercial sex act under specific circumstances, right? Commercial sex act, defined broadly to include any sexual activity in exchange for something of value, including money, goods, or other benefits. You already got a sex worker that said that he was paid thousands of dollars. He was given money for these sexual acts. And Cassie's already told y'all all these different places she was going to do these freak offs and these sex sessions with these workers, and that they were finding them from Craigslist and other places. He's done. They're literally proving this. And when they give these instructions to the jury, because when the jury goes back to deliberation, they're going to give the jury the exact definition of sex trafficking. It's not what these people think. Everybody's saying, oh, what is this? This is sex trafficking? This ain't sex trafficking. This sounds like violence. They're literally proving sex trafficking to you guys. You guys don't even read. You don't even know the law. It's right there in the paperwork. It's right there in the paperwork. You better take some time to read and educate yourselves on what sex trafficking is. You better take some time to read and recognize what racketeering is. And you better take some time to read and recognize what solicitation of prostitution is. It's right there. The information is right there. It's right there in the law. You can go right there to 18 USC 1591. So when people say, I don't see no sex trafficking, no, you don't know the law. And that's the problem with a lot of people. A lot of people don't even know the law. They just talking. When you read the law, and when you go in there, you read those paperwork and those legal terms in law, you'll see that they are literally showing you guys the reason why they're showing y'all all the beatings, all of the force and things, because they're showing y'all this is what would happen to Cassie or anybody who defied him and didn't listen to this guy. That shows force. They're also telling y'all that they're telling you guys the orchestration of this. That shows coercion. All the people that's watching all around the world, and they're not in the case, many of these people don't know what sex trafficking is. But those jurors gonna know, because when they put those jurors inside that deliberation room and they put it on the board what sex trafficking is and what the grounds of finding him guilty of sex trafficking is, he's out of here, bro. He's out of here. And if you look at this part right here, read what it says right there. Victim's testimony at the bottom. It says, while this is a crucial piece of evidence to victim's testimony, you're hearing Cassie and you're hearing sex workers testify to this. Period. Read it again. While this is a crucial piece of evidence, it is important to note that the victim's testimony can sometimes be inconsistent or unreliable due to trauma. That's another thing people got to understand. Everybody's on, oh man, they got Cassie right here. Doesn't matter. Read the law. The law says that because of the trauma, sometimes the victim's testimony can be inconsistent or unreliable. So if Cassie does a little slip up here on one of the memories right there, it's in the law. It's literally right there in the paperwork. But since people don't read and they don't know the law, they just up here talking about, oh man, all I hear is domestic violence. No, you're hearing about force. You're hearing about coercion. You're hearing about payments to sex workers. That's illegal to have sex. That literally is what they're saying. And then what they're trying to show y'all is, Cassie told y'all about the inner circle. She said anytime she would leave, Diddy was sending security and staff to come get her. Come find her. Wherever she was at. She said he would take away her phones and stuff like that for weeks. She's literally showing y'all. They're literally showing y'all in court. And this is just victim 1. Wait till they get to victim 2, victim 3, victim 4. So this is the reason why it's important for people to read the law. And now this right here brings a whole different element now. Because Jonathan Oddi had been quiet. Everybody had just been talking about his video and that NDA. But now you got to understand the NDA means nothing in criminal activity. When a crime is committed, NDA means nothing. Non-disclosure agreement has no bearing over criminal activity. You guys need to look that part of the law up too. So it doesn't matter that he signed an NDA and got paid $5 million. That doesn't matter. And you don't see Diddy's team denying they paid that. I haven't seen anywhere that Diddy's team is denying that. Our article's been out for weeks now, for a week or so now. They're not even touching it. You know what I'm saying? And the charges carry life in prison for the racketeering alone. He's facing 5 counts. 1 count is the racketeering alone. So when they say organization, all those people that was named in court, those are the people that are part of his organization, the security guards, the ex-president of the Bad Boy. These people will be testifying more than likely in this case against Sean Combs and verifying the things Cassie said. He's fried, bro. He's fried. And it doesn't matter if he has 3 or 4 sex workers that come in and say, hey, he didn't pay us. Doesn't matter, because he has other ones that claim that they paid him, that he paid them. People got to start using their brains, and they got to actually get in the books and read the law. So when they give the jury the instructions, when it's time to go back and it's time to decide on his fate, sex trafficking is right there. The definition is right there in the law. 18 USC 591 or 1591. It's right there. It's right there. It says for adults, read the last paragraph, read the last sentence in that first paragraph. It says for adults, force, fraud, or coercion is required for sex trafficking to be a federal offense. Key aspects of sex trafficking is showing you right here what it is. And it shows you what to secure a conviction in a sex trafficking case. Law enforcement and prosecutors must demonstrate that the victim, who was Cassie, was compelled to engage in commercial sex acts through force, fraud, or coercion. Justin Bieber has nothing to do with this case. He won't be nowhere around. He has nothing to do with this case. This is a sex trafficking, RICO, and a solicitation of prostitution. It's right there in the paperwork, man. It's right there in the filing. All you got to do is go look up the law. A lot of people don't even know the law. And then once they start breaking down these elements of the law, people are like, damn, I ain't know that, man. It's right there. It's right there in the law. Right there in the law. And so a lot of those people don't know what the law is. But remember, when the jury goes back to do the deliberation, they're going to be given these instructions on the law for these counts that he has against him. And they're going to be asked, did he violate those laws according to the evidence presented in court? Read right there. Proving trafficking. Read that part right there. That part is very important. Proving trafficking, you guys. That's a very important part. Very important part where it says proving trafficking. Right? You have to read that part where it says proving trafficking. Right? Straight up. Right? Also, it says challenges. Survivors of sex trafficking may have criminal records due to being forced into prostitution or other crimes by traffickers, which can be a barrier to reporting and cooperation. Survivors may also be hesitant to come forward due to trauma, fear of retaliation, or lack of trust in law enforcement. These are all right here in the paperwork, right? It says, right, it's necessary, right, for adults For unders, you don't have to prove any of that. You're done. But for adults, is necessary. You have to prove force, fraud, or coercion. The first thing they're showing y'all is force, and everybody's hooting and hollering and screaming. Oh man, I don't see this day one. They're gonna be here for damn near 55 days, 58 days. They're showing you all of the first elements of the force. Period. Right? It says the evidence and investigation. Right? So you have to prove force, fraud, or coercion in sex trafficking. Force, fraud, or coercion. Evidence in the investigation. It says law enforcement and prosecutors need to gather evidence to demonstrate each of the three elements of sex trafficking. This can include victims' testimonies, witness statements, physical evidence, and digital evidence. United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime highlight the importance of collecting and analyzing evidence to secure convictions. There it is right there. Once again, law enforcement and prosecutors need to gather evidence to demonstrate each of the three elements of sex trafficking: force, fraud, coercion. Right there. Right there. This can include victims' testimonies, witness statements, physical evidence, and digital evidence. There you got right there. They're giving y'all all this stuff right now. A lot of people don't even know what the hell they talking about. So if you just do a search of the law, because you can find out the law on everything, it's going to come up. And once you read the law, you're going to say, man, this is crazy. They literally are proving it. You guys let me know what y'all think. Jonathan Oddi, will he be subpoenaed in this case from jail to come give testimony against Diddy? I believe it's up for debate. I believe that they have found this guy in this Miami jail and that he has came out and made these statements in public now, and he has accused Diddy of paying him. He is another guy who's going to be used as a witness. And because he has an NDA where he was paid $5 million over video footage, you think they're not going to call this guy? And he was just on News Nation tonight and did an exclusive interview on News Nation. Man, and they're not going to be able to say, oh, he's saying this now. He was saying this 5 years ago. So they're going to go back to that testimony from 5 years ago. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable, man. So you guys definitely let me know what y'all think. Unbelievable stuff going on, man. Unbelievable stuff, man. Jonathan Oddi has just came out and did that exclusive interview on News Nation, man. And I'm going to put the link to the actual interview in the comment section below so that you guys can see the actual interview of Jonathan Oddi. And remember, before you guys say, hey, man, I don't know this sex trafficking, you need to go look up what sex trafficking is and then ask yourself from the things you've heard, from them showing force, them showing the coercion and people saying that Diddy was telling them to do, all they need is the testimonies of witnesses. And then once they have his inner circle come up there and say that they aided and abetted this man, he's done. Now Jonathan Oddi's coming out here and he's on the news, man. Y'all, they found this guy. He's in jail in Miami. They found this guy. You think the feds ain't gonna subpoena this guy? Based off this interview, they're gonna use that, in my opinion. He has direct link to Cassie. Period. You guys let me know what y'all think, man. It's gonna get real because they're gonna ask Diddy, why would you pay a man $5 million? And everybody thought it was because of disease or something like that. Nope. The news said tonight this guy had a secret video recording where he recorded it and transcribed all of it. They saying that he had a secret recording in that room. Secret recording in that room. He said he went to the spot store and he said that what made him do it was because he had noticed that Cassie was just passed out. And so he said he was getting scared that, maybe somebody was going to lose their life in there, and he wanted evidence that he didn't do anything to anybody to take their life. So he said he bought that spy kit, that hidden video recording spy kit, and put it on the table when he went in there. Man. So I'm going to put the link in the comment section below to the video. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and show y'all this right now. Let me put this link in here right now. And they actually have the transcripts of what he's saying as well in the interview on the news. They actually have the transcripts of what Oddi is saying in the interview on the news. So let me put this in here for you guys right now. Hold on, you guys. I want to do this for you. All right, hold on. I want to do this for you guys right now. Let me see. Because that video is going to go viral. It's going to do probably about, when people wake up and see that interview, it's going to do probably about over 1 million easy. Hold on. And that's why I don't think people really understand what the feds are not stupid. The feds have been here for a long time. They got a conviction rate like they do for a reason. They know what they're doing. They're painting a picture. This is just day one. Rome wasn't built in a day. They showing y'all day one. Everybody wants them to get all the whole case out in one day. Not going to happen. They're going to slow walk this thing. But there is the link to the interview right there at the top of the chat on the news, on News Nation. It's up right now. They just interviewed him right now. Jonathan Oddi from jail, y'all. So there's the link right there. I pinned it at the top of the comments. You guys definitely let me know what y'all think, man. Unbelievable, explosive stuff going on around here, man. That they went and found this guy in jail. So salute to everybody, man. There's the link pinned at the top. Y'all go check out the interview for yourselves. You ain't gotta listen to me. I'm telling y'all, this man up there talking about he was paid for. That's the other charge, solicitation of prostitution. When you pay for sex, he says he took money for sexual activities, bro. This is going to be real sticky now that he's out talking. This dude many people thought he wasn't even alive. But even though he have been, he's just been in jail waiting on a court date in Miami. So he's in jail in Miami right now waiting on his court date for a different case. So you guys let me know what y'all think, man. The link is pinned at the top. Go check out that video. I pinned at the top of the comments, and come back and let me know what y'all think after y'all watch that interview, man. Man, I'm gone, man. I'll be back. Peace. I'm a beast. All right, you guys. So we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A-Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do to stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.